He is practicing as family physician in Pune for last 36 years. He is a panel consultant as physician on various hospitals. He has brought about many reforms in medical education in last 36 years. He is a medical activist, and his motto is to increase health literacy of educated people and masses. He delivers speeches and conducts workshops on topics like preventive medicine, adolescent education for boys, and etc. He has written more than 3,000 articles in almost all Marathi newspapers and magazines. Uh, he has written 10 books on health awareness in Marathi and as well as in English. He is president of Indian Medical Association Maharashtra State and the chairperson bioethics at UNESCO. He is also dean of IMA College of General Practitioners. He participated in All India Movement of Violence Against Healthcare Workers. Recently, he is awarded with Corona Warrior Award from the Mahatma Gandhi Trust, Nepal. So with this brief introduction, I welcome you, sir, and I request you to start the lecture.
Just a minute, give me this access to the slides.
Okay. Sir, you can share the screen.
Just a minute, there is some problem. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Can you see?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Just a minute. Just a
Yes.
minute. Just give me a minute.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. We'll start.
Yes.
Am I audible and visible?
Sir, yes, sir, you are audible.
So good morning, everybody. All the respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, and all uh, the people and renowned persons in the world of pharmacy. I'm going to give my deliberation on role of pharmacist in patient safety. As we all know, the patient safety is really, really important. A hospital, if you see this hospital, any hospital, a hospital simply couldn't function without highly trained and highly skilled pharmacist. So pharmacist is very, very important for any healthcare institute or wherever the health is concerned. The pharmacist reduces the personalized medicines, he produces the personalized medicines and allows for the specific and individual treatment for every patient for medical medication safety. Nowadays, the production or the compounding of these medicines is not done in many of the hospitals, but you can see the purchase, the decisions about taking which medicine should be taken, which brand should be taken, which type of medicine should be taken, all depends on the pharmacist. A pharmacist,
Excuse me, sir.
we see the pharmacist by definition is a person who is trained to prepare medicines and who works in a hospital or pharmacy. Of course, pharmacy is a special store selling medicines. And as per the Cambridge Business English Dictionary, the definition goes that pharmacists are experts on drug therapy. So they are the experts on the drug therapy. The definition of pharmacist further goes is a person who has a license to prepare, compound, and dispense drugs upon a written order. The written order is, of course, called as prescription. And
Excuse
this
me, sir.
prescription,
Excuse me, sir.
yes,
Your screen is not visible to us.
screen is not visible.
Yes, sir.
That's what I asked now.
So earlier it was, but in between we lost the.
I see. Can you see now?
Yes, sir.
So by definition, uh, uh, you are able to see na screen?
Yes, sir. We can see.
Yeah, I'll go on. So the pharmacist by definition is a person who is licensed to prepare, compound and dispense drugs upon a written order. And of course, this written order is called as prescription, which is given by a licensed medical practitioner like any physician or even a dentist. A pharmacist is a healthcare professional who cooperates with, consults with, and sometimes advises the licensed medical practitioner concerning drugs. A pharmacist has got various roles in this modern age. There are in academic setup, of course, there are the researchers, the PhD fellows, professors. There are community health centers where the pharmacist works, compounding pharmacies, government or private pharmacies, the home health care, managed care. Of course, nowadays, which is a thing of the day, is nuclear pharmacy, which is very, very important. And of course, the office-based medication management, that is for the clinics, daycare centers, and the hospital OPDs. And of course, last but not the least, is the pharmaceutical industry. In modern age, the pharmacist has got various roles, even more than this, and you are aware of that. But everywhere, the patient safety is a concern. Patient safety by the World Health Organization, uh, they have discussed, thought a lot about patient safety. The patient safety is a healthcare discipline that emerged with the evolving complexity in the healthcare systems and the resulting rise of the patient harm in the healthcare facilities. The number of patient harm is increasing day by day. The patient safety aims to prevent and reduce risk, errors, harm that occur to patients during the provision of the healthcare. A cornerstone of discipline in continuous improvement is based on the learning from errors and adverse events. The patient safety by WHO also defines that it is a fundamental part of delivering quality essential health service. And this quality essential health service across the world should be effective, safe, and people centered. To realize the benefits of the quality healthcare, health services must be timely, equitable, integrated, and efficient. To ensure the successful implementation of patient safety strategies, some points are very important. There should be clear policies from the government, from any institute, from any company. So the clear policies are very much important. The leadership should be capable of carrying out all these policies, and they should be stern, that it should be people centered. There should be data to drive the safety improvements. All these data, which are the harmful events, the untoward reactions, and the other things about the patient's safety, should be collected, and this data is very much important. Of course, the need of the skilled healthcare professionals are important. Not only doctors, nurses, but as well as the pharmacists are the part of this healthcare profession. And of course, the patient should be involved. The patient's involvement is effective involvement is very much important to ensure the successful implementation of patient safety strategies. Now, there are the WHO has gone very much in detail and conducted a survey, and in which the patient safety, there are many key issues which were found. The occurrence of adverse events due to unsafe care is one of the 10 leading causes of death and disability in the world. So, the patient safety and adverse events are one of the 10 leading causes of death and disability. In the high income group countries, it is estimated that 1 in every 10 patient is harmed while receiving the hospital care. is an alarming situation. The 10% of the patients, even in the high-income elite countries, that they're harmed, they're not treated, they're given unsafe treatment. And this has been proved during this COVID-19 pandemic all over the world. The harm can be caused by the range of adverse events, with nearly 50% of them being preventable. So these harmful events, the adverse events, are preventable. Half of them can be prevented. Each year, each year, 134 million, that is 13.5 crore adverse events occur in hospitals in low and middle income countries because of unsafe care, and resulting in 2.6 million deaths. That is 26 lakh people die because of these uh, uh, patient safety techniques and things are not carried out. A study has estimated that around two-thirds of the adverse events cause the death and disability. Because of the disability, the years are lost. And this is all the result of the unsafe care. These lost years are known as disability adjusted life years, that is DALY, which occurs in low and middle income countries. Globally, as many as 4 in 10 patients are harmed in primary and outpatient healthcare. So the 40% patients all over the world are harmed in primary, that is in primary health centers, clinics, OPDs of the hospitals. Up to 80% harm is preventable. This is alarming. Out of this, the 80% harm is preventable, and that's where the patient safety, importance of the patient safety can be seen. The most detrimental errors are related to the diagnosis, prescription, and the use of medicine, and that's where the pharmacist role comes. In the Organization for Economic Cooperative Cooperation and Development, OECD countries, there are all the elite, it's a group of 37 elite countries all over the world. 15% of total hospital activity and expenditure is direct result of adverse event. So the patient comes for the treatment, gets some adverse reaction, gets some harm, and to treat him, the 15% of the excess expenditure is required. Investments in reducing patient harm can lead to significant financial savings and better patients' outcomes. If the prevention is done well, of course, it can reduce the burden of harm by 15%. Of course, the financial saving is also can be done with this patient safety. These are the importance of the patient safety, and WHO recognized it, and it decided that the patient safety is a global health priority. So they came out with a resolution on patient safety, and they recognized that patient safety is a global health priority, and they adopted a resolution on patient safety which endorsed the establishment of the World Patient Safety Day, which is observed throughout the world on every 17th September. The various these are the various things where the medication error occur. The errors occurs while prescribing, administrating, repackaging, dispensing, and of course, transcribing, that is world over done, transcription, and of course, monitoring the patients. At every step, we can find out the medication errors. The major areas of medication error, if you see, in the prescription, 39%, transcription, 11%, dispensing, 12%, and administering, 38%. So the roles of the pharmacist in medication safety is very important. The individual pharmacists play individual role in medication safety for improvement of patient health. The role of pharmacists in medication safety can be categorized in three major areas like hospital, clinical, and community. There are three responsibilities of hospital pharmacist for both in and outpatient. Like there are three main. The first is dispensing areas responsibilities. He has to ensure that established policies and procedures are followed. He has to check for the accuracy in the work of the supportive personnel. All the personnel should be trained and they have to be accurate, and all these things should be supervised. He has to maintain the professional competence and, of course, his colleagues' competence. He has to ensure the proper techniques which are used in extemporaneous compounding. Most of the time, the extemporaneous compounding is done. And of course, in India, this is not done, but the medications are given without giving a thought, without giving a clinical thought. So all these things should be are the dispensing area responsibility. The patient care area responsibilities are, of course, there. He has to inspect periodically the medication areas on the nursing unit to ensure an adequate supply of stock drugs. The drugs are adequate. He has to see, and of course, they're stored properly. Like in the temperature wise, some medicines had to be kept aside from the sunlight. Some has to be kept in at definite places. He has to identify the drugs brought into the clinic, and of course assist in the drug product and the entire entity section. The general responsibilities of a pharmacist in the hospital are provide drug information as necessary to pharmacy, medical, and the nursing staff. The, he has to coordinate overall pharmaceutical needs of the ambulatory service, of course, and he has to provide the adequate control. The clinical pharmacist, this was the hospital pharmacist. Now the clinical pharmacist he plays a vital role in the hospital, of course. Their role are prescription monitoring, which is of course not done in many of the hospital. The medication history taking and the medicines reconciliation. Will come about this prescription audit and other things. The he has to communicate patient's information to the physician. He has to assist physician to select drug product, dosage form, and the schedules. Many times it is seen that the selection of the medicine doctor is in question, is in problem, and he has to take the opinion or the consultation of the uh, 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 clinical pharmacist. The patient education and counseling is, of course, a duty of a counseling clinical pharmacist. Monitoring the patient's total therapeutic drug level, effectiveness, side effects, toxicities, allergic drug reaction, drug interaction, and appropriate patient outcome has to be monitored. He has to provide the drug information to the patient, to the medical staff, and to the nursing staff. The role of the community pharmacist in medication safety is again, he has to dispense prescription medicines to the public, check dosages, ensure the medicines are correct and safe. He has a liaison with the doctors about the prescriptions. That is very important thing because the prescriptions are not 100% perfect many a time. Supervising the preparation of any medicines, of course, this is not done, but the supervising of the preparation of the some of the other medicines, the drug are mixed and drug interactions and other things. He has to counsel and advise the public, that are the patients, on treatment of minor ailments, any adverse side effects of the medicines, or the potential interaction with other medicines and the treatment. There are different types of treatment patient keeps on taking, and we have to see about the drug to drug interaction as well as the treatment to treatment interactions. He has to oversee the ordering and the safe storage of medical products in some cases arranging the delivery of the prescription medicines to the patient. That is very important for the community pharmacist. The community pharmacist is a person who dispenses the medicine in the medical shops. The keeping up he has to keep up his knowledge up to date with the current pharmacy practice, new drugs, and their uses. Many times, so many new drugs enter into the market, they come into practice, and the pharmacist has to be well versed with all these new drugs and their uses, and of course, their side effects and other things. He has to manage, supervise, and train the pharmacy support staff. That is again an important thing because training is at most important, and keeping update your knowledge is of course very important. Now we see the errors in the medicines. Of course, There are errors of omission and errors of commission. The errors of omission, some things are forgotten. These errors are related to wrong prescription, to wrong drugs dispensed by the pharmacist, the wrong drug administration by the medical personnel, like nurses and patients themselves. There are so many things which have been seen that instead of giving atropine, the adrenaline was given. So these are the things of omission when the correctness of the things are not carried out. There are, of course, the errors of commissions. Most common form of errors are encountered in clinical practice, which include wrong medicine for the disease. Sometimes the disease is different and the treatment which is not indicated is given. That is wrong medicine. The drug interactions are not seen or overlooked. The medicines are prescribed in which two drugs are given, they interact with each other, and many a times it is not seen by the doctors and has to be carried out uh, by the pharmacist. There is communication failure about the appropriate dosages, its frequency, its duration has to be told to the patient. So there is, of course, an error of commission. Failure to follow the appropriate policies related to the drug use. Some drugs have to be taken in the morning, some drugs on empty stomach, or some drugs after food, some drugs only at night, some drugs only early in the morning. All these policies related to the drug use are not rather told, and is a failure to follow the appropriate policies. There are, of course, the drug specific instructions are not followed, and overuse of a drug irrational drug use, and polypharmacy. Many a time, the drugs are given in a higher dosage or even a very low dosage, and given for the improper time, maybe less time, or sometimes it is given for a long time without indication, and the overlooking its side effects or the untoward effects. All these are the errors of commission, which are very, very important as far as the patient safety is important. Now, the role of pharmacist. The pharmacist is a member of healthcare team, and we have to remember this. So, evaluating the medical appropriateness is very, very important for a pharmacist. As you all know, the pharmacy colleges give rigorous training in medicinal chemistry and therapeutics. At the same time, the physicians or the healthcare professionals, they get extensive training on diagnosis and treatment plans. So the healthcare professionals, doctors, and the pharmacists are complementary to each other. Pharmacists are the ultimate resources for managing and adjusting a medication action plan by changing doses, frequency, and duration of the medication, which is not observed by the healthcare worker professional. He has to identify the combination products that can reduce the pill burden. Many times, some three medicines are given, but there are some medicines which are available, which contains all the three medications. So he has to identify whether it is right or wrong, whether it is good or sometimes two drugs are given in a different distance. One drug, a two drug combination is there in a pill, in a combined pill, in which one drug has to be taken on empty stomach, the other has to be taken after the food. So these are combined, and the pharmacist has to tell about these combinations, whether they are appropriate or not. He has to remove the medications which are unnecessary and redundant. Many a times this is very, very important. Many a times there are so many drugs which are unnecessary, are used or stored or stocked. So he has to give advice about this, and that is again very, very important for the patient safety. uh, the role of a community pharmacist is very, very important, because the main important thing in India, in many countries across the world, is medication adherence. The pharmacist meets the patient routinely in the community. and often have more touch points with the patient than any other healthcare provider. I'm sure that as a doctor, I can see patients in the clinic with their complaints. I examine them, I treat them, but a pharmacist talks to the patients more, he's more in touch, and rather he's more trusted many a times. Improving the patient's adherence to a medications meaningfully. This is an opportunity to improve adherence, and it should always include the appropriate medication review. The patient may have prior issues with the medication adherence, and he talks these things to the pharmacist, not to the doctor. Most of the time, the side effects, some minor side effects are there. If the side effects are or the untoward effects are severe, then only the doctor is consulted. But for the small side effects, always a pharmacist is consulted. So he has to deal with all these things. Sometimes the patient do not receive the clinical benefit. Even after taking the medicine for a long time, the patient feels that he is not improved. He talked this to the pharmacist. The issues with the cost for the therapy, the medicines are very costly. This thing they never talk to the doctors. It is always the pharmacist is consulted. The pharmacist counseling in all these issues improves the adherence by the considering these key elements. So the goal of the pharmacist should be patient should take the right medication every time to improve their health. So that is very, very important thing. In the community pharmacy area, the pharmacist patient safety action includes making sure that the patient is taking correct medication. Many times the medications are not taken properly. Even in our country, the patients do not preserve the prescription. Even the prescription is for 1 month, it is carried out for many months. So he has to advise about these prescription problems. He has to advise about the dose and the directions, checking for the drug to drug and drug to disease interactions. He has to check for allergies. Patients should understand what medication is for, the whatever the medication he's taking is for what reason, for what disease. Many times the patient has diabetes, blood pressure, some other thing, and so many medications are given. The patient does not understand, so he consult the pharmacist, and pharmacists always tell this, and that is very, very important. And the patient understands the reason and cause of giving these medications. That this is the tablet for, it's a blood thinner. This is the you can say the for the cholesterol reduction. This is for the blood pressure. This is for the heartbeats and so many things. And how to take them. He has to advise what are the adverse effect, what adverse effect, if sometimes some adverse effect occurs, what he has to do, what a patient has to do. A pharmacist, he of course provides immunization, can advise the immunization, medication therapy management, and help to keep the patient safe. These are the very, very important roles, or the duties of a community pharmacist. The pharmacist in the hospital, he has to check the IVs and patient dose charts. This is a very, very important thing which is not carried out, as far as I know, in many hospitals. I have yet to see a hospital where all these things are done, but uh, the hospital management has to take such decisions that the pharmacist should check IVs and patient dosage charts. The floor medication dispensing machines, there are so many like insulin and other important life-saving medicines are given by a dispensing machine. He has to make sure that the orders are correct. He has to make sure patients are on the safest and the most effective medication dose. And that is very, very important, which is not followed in India at many places, but it is a need of the day today. A pharmacist makes sure that a hospital has right medicines for the right patients and at the right time, and that these are administered in the right way for the medication safety. This is very, very important, and we have to take a major step towards this. A pharmacist ensures that at all hours of the day and night, the patients in the hospital have proper medicine they need. Many times it is seen that the night doses are skipped by the hospital, by the health workers. Night doses are not given. Some pre-operative procedures, pre-operative things are not carried out. And that's why this is a hospital should give this duty to the pharmacist to ensure that all these things are done correctly. Now, the prescription audit, which is very, very important, is carried out at in many medical institutes, but uh, involvement of pharmacies is very, very necessary in the prescription audit. The prescription order is an important link between the doctor and the patient. The prescription of a doctor depends upon the input from various sources he gets, like patients, like academic literatures, professional colleagues, commercial publicity, and of course the government regulations. All these things are very rather taken together. A doctor writes a prescription. Various prescription errors are result of ineffective use of these inputs and are very common in clinical practice. Uh, it is seen in many diseases, especially the government of India has had done one survey in which the medicines for the tuberculosis were not given properly by around 60% of the doctors. Even as far as the antibiotics are concerned, the dosages are not proper. I'll give a glaring example that the erythromycin, the dosage for the adult is 500 milligram once in a day orally. So it is not given. We have seen the prescriptions like 250 milligrams twice daily and all that. All these are uh, irrational prescriptions, and these are the prescription errors had to be audited. One of the most pressing example encountered by the public health providers and administrators in many countries is the rational use of drug. So many irrational drugs are given which are not directly effective or not indicated in many diseases. The prescription audit is one of the systematic tool for determining the quality of medical care. It provides the documented evidence to support the diagnosis and treatment. So prescription audit is very, very important. Medical audit seeks to monitor, evaluate, and suggest the modification in the prescription practice of the medical practitioners. So the prescription audit and the medical audit has to be carried out. Prescription audit means the writing the prescriptions, the drugs which are included in the prescription, and the medical audit by way in which how these medicines are administered to the patient in the hospital as well as how the patient takes them at home. The objectives of the prescription audit is curbing the excess prescriptions of medicines by physicians through unnecessary medicines, irrational treatment, wrong dosages, frequency, and durations, inappropriate medicines, and inevitable outcome of excess prescription of drugs is, of course, the world is facing that a growing drug resistance to many diseases, to many antibiotics are now getting resistant. There are some prescriptions errors which pharmacists can find out, can definitely throw light, because many times there is no dose or the wrong dose is mentioned. No route or the no or wrong route is mentioned. Overwriting of the drug orders. Dilution is not mentioned, especially in the hospital. Duplication of orders. Writing revised drugs on the same order, and illegible drug orders. That is very important. So no dose, wrong dose mentioned. Uh, these are the examples that Ecosprin 180 mg orally once daily. So there is no 180 mg. You have to write 150 milligrams. So the wrong dose is given. A tablet Deplat AOD. It is not written which Deplat. 70 by 150. Injection Actamase 1 gram IV. It is not 1 gram. It is 1.125 gram. Reflin IV TDS. It is the strength is not given. The Reflin 1 gram IV TDS. Injection Rablate BD. It is injection. It has to be injection Rablate 20 milligram IV BD. So these type of no dose or wrong dose mentioned is a common thing, which has to be rather seen by the pharmacist, has to be checked by the pharmacist, and he has to talk to the doctor prescribing it, and has to correct, because it's very, very important as far as the patient's safety is concerned. Overwriting of the drug order. So it is written that tablet Avas 20 or 40 mg. So what does it mean? Either you have to give 20 or 40. Huh? You have to write either 20 or 40. Injection Tazac 4.5 gram to 2.25 gram. This is overwriting of the drug orders. So you have to write exactly. The pharmacist has to check these errors. Dilution is not mentioned like this, that injection polymyxin B 7.5 lakh units IV BD. It has to be injection polymyxin poly B 7.5 lakh units IV BD diluted in 250 ml of 5% dextrose. It has to be clearly mentioned. So most of the time these orders do not mention this dilution. There are duplication of orders. Sometimes this is a patient is on a medicine which is discontinued or withdrawn, and again a new drug is written. So sometimes the duplication of order is there. Many times the patient in a clinical practice, the patient does not bring his regular medication, and again the similar medication is given. So there is duplication of order. The patient is on, say, on a PPI, say pantoprazole in his prescription, a regular prescription. Whenever the patient comes for other thing, some omeprazole is given. So this is a duplication of orders. A similar thing is given again and again at different times, and the patient takes it, and of course it is related to the patient's treatment and safety. The examples of good prescription like this: injection Turgocid 400 milligram IV OD in 100 ml normal saline over 30 minutes. So all these things has to be observed, and these disciplines should be rather monitored or laid out by the pharmacist, which is very important. And this is very important because of for the patient safety view, because if the wrong things are practiced, the patient's rather safety is in danger. Of course, they may get some untoward reaction, or they may not get properly treated. The disease is not completely treated as far as the theoretical things are concerned. The role of a pharmacist is conducting a medication review to make sure that the patients are on the safest and the most effective medication dose. The medicines are providing proper pharmacokinetic as standard medication recommendations. The reconciliation of all the medicines should be done. He has to provide the discharge counseling to the patient. That is very, very important. The consultant pharmacists are long-term care pharmacists. There are some consultant pharmacists are there. They improve patient safety for patients in institutes. They provide appropriate feedback to providers that results in improving the prescribing practices. The role of a pharmacist in health and wellness services. This things is not seen many times because the pharmacists learn not only about the medication, but they should learn and have to provide the other services along with the other healthcare providers. I'm not sure, but it should be a part of the curriculum. The pharmacist or a group of pharmacists or a college of pharmacists should offer screening for blood pressure, blood glucose, or cholesterol, immunization assessment and screening, which is now which will be very very important as far as this COVID-19 vaccination will be carried out in next coming months. The smoking cessation. These sessions can be done by the pharmacist or the pharmacist institutes. The ambulatory pharmacy is the need of the day. There are so many people in the community. They are living alone. The elderly people, they cannot go to the pharmacy. So these ambulatory pharmacy, which is very, very important. Many times the medicines are not available in nearby shops. So ambulatory pharmacy is not uh, it's a medical shop on wheel. It is a rather you have to provide give these medicines to the needed patients. You have to send them by delivery, and because of this, there's online medical service, online prescription service, and online uh, pharmacy is getting the upper hand because of this ambulatory pharmacy, which can be provided by the pharmacist in a better way. Provide and advertise the service to local patients, employers, and other healthcare providers. And if you are giving these type of special services which are related to health and wellness, can be rather the all the concerned people, all the doctors or other people, the patients can be should be informed properly. This is very important. The transition of care. The hospital, the patient gets admitted in a hospital, gets treated, and gets discharged after his treatment is over. So, in between this, his from the hospital to home, the transition of care is very important. The hospitals and clinics face problems in reducing the readmission and improve care of the discharged patient. The patient is not advised properly about the medications at the time of discharge. During hospitalization, patients are given a regimen of medications, and the medications they were on before admission are continued or held. Sometimes there are some medicines regarding, suppose the the diabetic treatment is going on. So for the diabetes, there are 2, 3 oral hypoglycemic agents. They are withheld, and some other drugs are started in the hospital. So when the patient goes back, when the patient gets discharged, the changes to dosing medication, which are temporarily halted or temporarily or added, uh, can add problems and lead to the confusion with the medication's action plan. Many times I've seen the patient either stops his previous medications or continues both in the hospital and the previous medications also. So many a times the diabetic patient goes in hypoglycemia, the hypertensive patient goes in hypertension, and there are so many other things which may happen. So all these things, the pharmacist should offer the advice on all these medications. He has to review every medications for appropriateness and advice at the time of the discharge, and the hospitals have to give this this uh, power to the pharmacist, to the hospital pharmacist, to explain about the medications, which is usually done by the hospital's medical staff, and which is not carried out up to the mark, and there the role of the pharmacist comes. The pharmacists remain an underutilized resource in the healthcare system. The role which he is capable of is not given, and which is done by the paramedical staff or the medical staff, and which is rather not helping the patient. The pharmacists have the education and training necessary to improve the medication process. The pharmacists, for their roles outside the dispensing, will be a welcome change to the current status quo pharmacy operations. The way medicines are given to the patients, the way the patients are taking medicines, and because of that, the patient safety comes in danger many a time. So the pharmacist's role will be very much important. It will definitely improve the patient safety at all levels, at home, in community, the hospital, in the clinics, and at many levels. The pharmacists in the pharmaceutical industry focus on the patient safety. That is true. Developing new medications that are safe and effective to use. Some medications become ineffective, some antibiotics become resistant. So all these things can be developed. Sometimes there is a need of a medication for certain disease. So these are developed. So that is again very, very important. Serving as medical service license that help prescribers learn how appropriately prescribe the new medication. This is the role of the pharmacist in the pharmaceutical industry. It is carried out very properly in India, what I have come across, because all these pharmacists in the pharmaceutical industry are really well read and well trained pharmacists, and their role is carried out very effectively, which I myself have come across so many times. Non-clinical pharmacists in academia, the professors, researchers, now they are responsible for training the next generation of practicing pharmacists to practice in a way that keeps the patient safe. So they also have this role. And I'm sure all our teachers in pharmacy are carrying out all these responsibilities. The role of the pharmacist is important for the patients, for the doctors, for the nurses, and of course for all the society in general. They work with patients, doctors, nurses, and the public, and their role in the medication safety is really very, very important. There are some ethical issues as far as the drug safety and the pharmacist's role is concerned. This communication with the patient should carry the confidentiality. Most of the time, it is seen that this confidentiality is not observed. The patient's diseases are communicated to other people. Uh, Even many a times it is seen, especially those diseases. Even if you remember initially in the COVID pandemic, in the month of April, May, and June, the people used to know that certain person has infected with COVID, and many a times it is seen that the patient was rather uh, 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 was not given place in the society, and he was kept aside. So all these things are very, very important. There are some diseases which carry some stigma, so all this confidentiality has to be preserved. The knowledge update has to be there. I'll tell you my personal experience about some medications where a pharmacist, because of lack of his knowledge, gave the wrong information to the patient. As you all know, the tablet metformin, which is given for the diabetes to reduce the insulin resistance, and which is very, very important as a first line treatment, tablet metformin. And the same medicine is given to the young girls of polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS. So these PCOS girls who are very young are given metformin for their irregular menses and the problems about PCOS. So whenever such patient goes to the pharmacy, the pharmacist has told that, oh, he talks to the parent of the mother or father of that girl, that, oh, your daughter has got diabetes. So they get very much upset, come to the clinic, and it goes on all these uh, uh, things which are we are really afraid of. We keep on explaining that this is the medication for the PCOS, but many a times or almost all the time that we have lost the patient because patient believes in these uh, uh, pharmacist more than his doctor, at least during such time. The similar thing has happened in while the patient was prescribed steroids. As you all know, the steroids are very effective drug and they're safe in the experts' hands. The patients are given steroids for certain time, for certain diseases, and they are very, very important, which is proved even in this COVID pandemic. The steroids and the blood thinners or the anticoagulants were the drug which proved very effective right from the beginning till today. And whenever for any other complaint, the steroid is given for a certain time, the pharmacist tells the patient that, oh, you're on steroids, and the patient discontinues it. So all these things has to be avoided. The every pharmacist should update his knowledge. The same thing occurs when a hypertensive patient is given the antihypertensive medicines, the blood thinners, aspirin and clopidogrel, as well as the medicines for the hypercholesterolemia. So all these things, when a patient goes there, he asks the patient, what is this medicine? Should I take it? And many times I've noticed that the medicines of the, especially the aspirin and the drugs for the cholesterol are rather advised not to take. So these things should not be there. The pharmacist is a person of pharmacy. He should update his knowledge and the treatment modalities. There should not be any loose comments. Many times there are some loose comments on patients, on other patients, on doctors, on healthcare professionals. Many a times the money is a issue. Most of the time the money is not rather uh, uh, taken properly, or if the patient has less money, the medicines are not prescribed, not given in proper quantity. And last important thing, the rules of the strip. Suppose a doctor prescribes some medicines, some pills, say 15 tablets, and as per the strip, it goes up to 20 tablets or sometimes 30 tablets. The patient keeps on taking all those 30 tablets, he gets overdose, and this happens many times. So, in India, we have the rule that whatever is prescribed has to be dispensed. Suppose a patient is prescribe only three tablets and a strip is of 10 tablets, the three tablets should be given, but these things are not observed and patient keeps on taking and overdosed by many a times. So such things do occur. Of course they are less, but they are very important. So in the conclusion, I'll say the pharmacists play a vital role in medication safety. The need of the pharmacist is rising day by day for better health care of the patients. Only pharmacists contact with the patients, doctors, nurses, and the medical staff for the better medication. So thank you very much, and thank you for the patient listening.
Thank you, sir. Now the session is open for questions and answers. So participants, if you have any question, you can ask. You can unmute yourself and you can ask questions to the speaker.
See, I'm a doctor. You can ask me questions about on the medical part. For the pharmacy parts, you have your all the faculties there to answer. So no questions. Everybody is very much convinced.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank
If
you
there
very
are
much.
no questions, then I think we should conclude the session. I thank you, sir, for sparing time with us. And sir, you started with the definition of pharmacist, and you explained the role of pharmacist in hospital and the society. And you focused on unsafe care of patients in hospitals, which results in almost 10% of deaths. And you discussed on resolution of patient safety and how the medication errors occur, and role of pharmacist in medication safety. Then you also highlighted the importance of prescription audit, which is really I appreciate, because some of the points were not known to us, and I am sure that all the participants they all are benefited with this informative lecture. So thank you very much, sir. From on the behalf of Pune College of Pharmacy, I thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's join back at 11:20 for the next session.